Give me 8 minutes right now and I'll show you how to punch 28% harder with your jab.
But before I show you how to punch hard, you need to learn how to land the jab, because you can be the hardest puncher in the world, but if you can't land the bloody thing, what's the point? So regularly people will be throwing jabs and it'll be like this. Now you might think, whoa, nice jab, Tony, but it would never land. If I'm in the ring with someone like him who's got some experience and I try and throw that jab, he can see that coming a mile away. Why? Well, because it was too predictable. And there's a couple of things I want to show you right now to make your jab less predictable, so when you learn the power punches at the end, you will be able to land a power jab. So how do I become less predictable? And I want to give you a couple of different examples of this. The first thing is by moving all the time. So rather than what I did before when I'm here, if I'm moving my hands and my head, watch the difference. So I'm here now, I'm moving. Now he doesn't know when this jab's going to come. And then I throw it. And I'm here, I'm moving, keeping him thinking. And then I throw it. So that right there is one way of being less predictable. Now the next way, my favorite way, is by throwing a great feint. Yes, I said throwing, because when you're feinting the right way, you're going to do exactly what you would do when you're throwing a punch, but without the punch on the end. So if I'm here and I've got my opponent in front of me, if I was going to do a jab like this, I'm stepping and I'm punching and it's coming out. So I do all of that without the jab on the end, then I'm here. And you see, I tricked him. He even knew I was going to do a feint, but yeah, I tricked him. As you can see right now, he knows that the feint's coming, but still his hand come out to try and catch it because that was a realistic feint. So what I did, and I'll show you right here, if you're in front of me and I throw a jab, I'm going to move my hand on my shoulder and my foot, and this comes out. So I'm going to do all of that, but without the punch on the end. And that looks like a feint. Now the last way of feinting, before I show you how to punch way harder with your lead hand, is by using your feet. So if I'm moving around here in front of my opponent and I'm here and then I step with my foot, you see the hand come out again, I saw it in slow motion, he believes it. So I'm here, I'm moving, I'm using my feet, I'm in and out with my feet, here, stepping. Caught onto that one, I'm here, I'm stepping, moving, and then I'm throwing that jab. But feinting with your feet, and then you will throw the punch. And that's exactly how you do it. You feint and then you go. And then you've got more chance of landing it. So let's talk about these 4 methods of being able to increase the power of your punch by 28%. Now the first way of increasing the power is the first way that I learned how to punch hard by my granddad when I was about 5 years old. And he used to always have his hands out and I was punching his hands. And I would do it and it wasn't very hard. And what he would say was, Tony, you need to think that you're punching there, rather than punching his hand. Pretend he's my granddad right now. Rather than punching his hand here, I need to pretend his hand's there and punch through the target, and that will increase the power, and I'll show you right now. There, I'm punching through. And just that one alone, by punching through the target, increases the power. Now moving on to the next way to increase your power, this one is massive. And this is by getting your full body weight behind the punch. So if I throw a normal jab here, now, yeah, it gets a little bit power, but I'm just using the power from my shoulder and a little bit of my hip there. Now, to get the full body weight behind the jab, it's important that I step with it. And when I do this, my foot and the punch has got to land at the exact same time. So I'm here. And you can see right there, the power gets crazy hard. Feeling that one? See him shaking his hand a little bit there. Editors do that again slow mo. See him shaking his arm a little bit there. Yeah, he's definitely feeling that. Now, the third way of being able to punch harder with your jab is the opposite of what you probably think. Now, I want to give you a scenario before I tell you what this is. If I was going on one of them punch machines at the arcade and I'm punching that punch machine, the chances are the punch I'm going to throw is an overhand right, like this. Right? And if you see people looking for that power punch, that's exactly what they do. They tense up, they hold the breath, and they put all of that might behind the punch. And it does get some power in it. But in boxing, you can't do this, especially with your jab. If you're holding your breath while you're doing the stepping and punching, not only are you going to get tired faster, but you're also going to get less speed in the punch. You're going to be more predictable and you're not going to punch as hard. So tip number 3 is stay relaxed. Now, the way you do this is by exhaling when you throw that punch. Here's a little demo right here. If I'm holding my breath, still pretty hard, but now if I relax and breathe and exhale when I do it, and right there you can see it's a big bloody difference, isn't it? Now moving on to number 4, because if you can do the first 3 of them, but you're not doing number 4, none of them are going to work. You've got to do number 4 all of the time. Now, one quick thing I want to just say to you before I tell you about number 4, so you can punch harder every single time you punch with your lead hand. And that is, if you're in America right now and you want to come and work with me in person and learn to hold the mitts like Broderick is doing right now, he's a certified trainer for a boxing fitness program. You can do that and come and work with me in person. I'll be in Las Vegas and Austin, Texas in May. So if you're interested in learning how to hold the mitts and learning how to teach boxing for fitness and turn it into a career, you can come and do that with me in person. And one more thing about this is you do not have to have been a boxer to teach boxing for fitness. You need to understand it. And on this certification course, I teach you exactly that. I've been doing this since 2018. I've worked with over 4,000 trainers from around the world, helping them teach boxing for fitness. And a lot of them have went on to open their own gyms and start a career out of it. And they weren't boxers themselves. So if you're interested in getting the world's most accredited boxing fitness qualification, the link is below. I'll go to boxingfitness.com and check it out. Now, number 4, to be able to increase this power in your lead hand, you've got to do something every single time you throw that punch, right? And yes, that thing is step with it. Yes, that thing is exhale. Yes, that thing is punch through it. And if you do that, you will 100% punch harder. I guarantee you that. But you will only punch harder that one time that you are throwing that punch. And we don't want you to just punch harder that one time. I want you to punch harder every single time you throw that punch. And I want you to get into the habits of being able to throw that punch very hard without having to think about it. Now, to do this, you've got to think about all of them things that I spoke about and then do it. Think about it and do it. Think about it, do it. Think about it, do it until you get to the point of being able to do it without having to think about it. And that's how you develop great habits of being able to punch harder every single time. And the more you do this, the better you're going to become. And the way you'll be able to do this more is by getting fitter and improving your cardio and your conditioning. And if you want to improve your conditioning, if you click here, watch this video next, I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to get your conditioning and your cardio through the roof. Click here and watch this video next.